Wow! Have you ever wondered how those things stay in the sky? Well, in this Virtually Rick, we look at the science of flight. Or in other words, how do huge chunks of metal stay up in the air? Well, come with me. Let's get virtual. In the US, 44,000 flights happen every day, peaking at around 5,000 planes in the sky at once. That's over 1 million people. Basically, the entire population of San Jose floating above our heads. But how do they get up there? Well, let's use the world's biggest commercial passenger aircraft, the Airbus A380, as an example. With a wingspan bigger than a 747, that's a bit like the Leaning Tower of Pisa with 7 elephants on top. And when it's fully loaded with 500 passengers, it weighs over 600 tons, maybe even more after lunch has been served. I'm kidding. It's heavy. It's about the weight of 3 blue whales. So, how do you get something that heavy off the ground? To understand that, it's time to talk about the birds and the bees. Oh! Hey, stop it! Not those kind of birds and the bees, just the birds, in fact. Their wings, in this case, and a basic wing splits the air coming towards it in 2 directions, above and below. And because of its shape, the camber, the air moves faster over the top than it does underneath. Even faster if you add a jet engine into the mix. The air above the wing is lower pressure and the air beneath it is higher pressure. Sound counterintuitive? Well, that's because it is. But in order to explain why that is, we'll need scientists Bernoulli and Newton to have a fight, which we don't have time for, and they're both dead. So, let's simplify. It's that pressure difference which creates an upward force called lift. And here it is. Couple that with speed and something called the angle of attack, and you're in business. Ever stuck your hand out of a car window when it's driving fast? Then you'll know what I'm talking about. Angle your hand up and you'll feel it being pushed upwards. And the faster the car goes will create more thrust and more lift. Handy. Hopefully you'll have one left after that experiment. So let's get the plane moving up to around 180 miles an hour along the runway, and you'll increase the pressure under the wings. Adjust the angle of attack and soon you'll reach a critical moment where thrust and lift overcomes the weight and drag of the plane, and voila! You're up in the sky. Then it's about staying there until you reach your destination, which is absolutely preferred by everyone. And that happens at a higher altitude, up to around 38,000 feet, 6 miles up, where the air is thinner and easier to zip through, and you'll also need less fuel to reach 500 miles per hour. But why do these massive mechanical monsters appear to hover in the air as they're coming into land? Well, a number of reasons. They're slowing up when they're approaching by decreasing the power, because landing at 500 miles an hour might be a bit of a problem. Using the angle of attack also helps. Then add that to the fact that humans are absolutely terrible at guesstimating the speeds of faraway objects, especially in a big blue sky with nothing else to compare it to, and voila! An optical illusion that 600 tons of metal are hovering above your head. So there you have it, flight in a nutshell, and planes specifically. That is, until Uber invents hover pants. Then, well, we're all doomed.